Hello there. Welcome to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran. And as you can see, it's quite dark here in Lipa City. And I suppose it is dark in many parts of the Philippines as we we prepare for the arrival. Actually, she already arrived, but she's still on the fringe for the arrival of Typhoon Jolina. That's what this is all about. It has been raining nonstop since last night here in Lipa City, Batangas. And from what I understand, even all our friends, viewers down there in Metro Manila have also had nonstop rain all night, and it only subsided this morning. So hopefully, we will be ready for whatever happens. And actually, truth be told, we are on generator power, not because we've lost electricity, but because we don't want to be cut off as much as possible while on broadcast. So do join us this morning as we go through the news, continue with our interviews, and today we will be talking to an official of the Department of Interior and Local Government, and we will be talking about many things, but especially the situation or the state of our police officers, our uniformed police personnel and non-uniformed police personnel na naka 106 deaths already. 106 officers have passed away, have died because of COVID-19. So we will check on that. And then we will also try to find out what is the support we give our police officers. And then we hope to transition that to the granular lockdowns, contact tracing apps, etc. In the meantime, we will after that we will also be speaking with an assistant secretary with the Philippine Statistics Authority regarding the Philippine national ID, because many of you may not realize it, but the PSA has continued listing up Filipinos who want to get their national ID. So how do you get that? What do you need to get it? Where do you go to get it? We will discuss that here on Agenda, because that's our agenda today. So please continue to watch us either via Cignal TV channels 8 and 250, and you can also double up with facebook.com/one newsph. And if you tend to miss the morning programs or you're not available to join us in the morning, well, you can watch us also on our replays or on YouTube by typing in One News PH. You can also reach us via 0968-704-7736. Okay, kumbaga, kung may jukebox lang tayo dito, siguro mamimili na ako kung Aegis, Eurythmics, Cascades, o kaya River Maya ang patutugtugin ko because of this rain. Anyway, moving forward, let's go to the front page of the Philippine Star and let's find out what the news is. Okay, slight delay there. Front page, Philippine Star, please. I hope we're not having any technical problems. It seems we are having technical problems. I will just continue here. Please let me know what's going on. Ground control. Major Tom to ground control. Do you receive me? Okay, mukhang nagka-problema yung ating ground control, and even on the mobile, mukhang nagkaroon sila ng interruption. Please bear with us. We are under duress, na a natural duress because of this typhoon. Anyway, if our teams can get back to us. But anyway, what's on the front page of the Philippine Star? GCQ with alert levels in Metro postponed. Okay, pinuspone po ng IATF yung kanilang GCQ with alert levels, yung granular lockdown, kasi daw hindi pa planchado, MECQ muna tayo to remain until September 15. Okay. And then on the upper part of the Philippine Star, you will read the Philippines posted lowest unemployment rate since pandemic. Dumami na raw ang trabaho because it had gone from 7.7% unemployment down to 6.9%. And that is because of the lifting of quarantines in many areas. But it was pointed out that this unemployment rate would be temporary in nature because in the next listing, chances are it would also go back up because of the what you call it, because of the lockdowns that we are once again implementing to fight COVID-19. Okay, now after the banner, that header on the employment, you see a photo of Michael Yang and the chairman of Pharmally Pharmaceutical, Wang Tzu Yen. And they are they they have been ordered arrested, okay, or ordered arrested by Senator Richard Gordon of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee for their non-appearance. Mukhang biglang when certain people realize that Gordon meant business, they sent feelers that they will be attending. With as far as the chairman of the Pharmally Pharmaceutical Corporation is concerned, he is not here in the Philippines, he is in Singapore. So medyo mahirap magpa-arrest ng taong malayo dito. Okay, now below that, you have the tally of Philippine cases of COVID-19. And we are lower for today compared to the last 2 days. It's now 18,012 new positive cases of COVID-19 plus 161 dead. So yung namamatay, na tuloy-tuloy pa rin po na maraming namamatay. Still a lot of people are dying from COVID-19 and complications. The number of cases are still high, so please be careful. And then below that, we have the Rodi's PDP Laban asks COMELEC declare Pacquiao faction illegal. Yung grupo ni Secretary Alfonso Cusi, PDP Laban Cusi-led faction, has asked COMELEC to declare sila Pacquiao and Coco Pimentel as an illegal claimant. So parang ang hirap yung kumabit, sila pa ngayon ang may-ari ng kontador. Okay, let's move forward. Okta 5% margin of error. Okay, kasi po the Okta Research Group has been called to the Senate, to the Congress, where congressmen are now pushing hard. Mga 10 yata, 6 hanggang 10 are pushing for Okta Research not to be allowed, okay, not to be allowed to share their materials or their findings with the public. Okay. Ang sabi naman po ng Okta, our margin of error is 5% on the average. Ang sabi naman ni Congresswoman Kimbo, Kung minsan, sumasablay kayo by as much as, ano ba yun, 67%. And sabi naman ni Lito Atienza, dapat tigilan na ang okta. Ang problema po dito, although very few people in power seem to respect it, there is the freedom of information, and there, Okta is a private group. They put it out. It's up to anyone whether they want to pick it up. Kumbaga, naghaing, hindi naman binabayaran. Naglagay lang sila. Kumbaga, parang pantry. Naglagay, may dumampot. Ayan na po talaga, no? What would we have? Do you wish for us to live in utter ignorance? Anyway, last but not the least, ayan po, no, Typhoon Jolina, hinahabol ni Typhoon Kiko. So for all of you out there, please be careful because Typhoon Jolina right now is crossing from the Bicol area. Marinduque is now crossing towards Batangas, and balita ko pati Metro Manila, pati nga yung City of Makati nagpalabas na raw ng alerts to their residents and their response team. So as you may notice, it rained all night. So Jolina is already causing problems even in many parts as far as up north, no? Naapektuhan na po, and the bad part is you have Typhoon Kiko following suit. So this is not going to be, rain now, gone tomorrow. Hindi po nyo magagawang rain, go away, no? Because dalawa ang ating rain-generating weather phenomenon, and it's going to be a problem. Okay, so tip lang po. You see this very nice scenery here, glass window. If there's an accident, strong wind, delikado po ito, it can kill me. So what we do is we put scotch tape. Hindi nyo nakikita, we put scotch tape. If you are living or if you are in a room, small room, glass, that's a trick I learned in the United States. They put tape, cellulose ba yun, sa tape on the window para kung may tumama man, hindi po sumasabog na parang shotgun. Ayan, tip. You learn something from Agenda. Let's move forward for the day. I wonder if our first guest is available. We will be talking to... Oh, wait. Quote of the day, Beltran. Nagmamadali ka. Okay, the quote of the day selected by Team Agenda comes from Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous increase, the people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, the people groan. Okay, and ayan po, no? Let us try to live righteously. Huwag kayong maging malinis. Okay, let's go to our first guest. We have with us none other than the Undersecretary for Operations of the Department of Interior and Local Government. He is also a professor and environmentalist. He is also licensed certified public accountant and certified management accountant. Meron pang master's degree in business administration with gold medal for academic distinction. Ano ba naman? Pinakyaw mo na, Usec. Good morning.
Good morning, Cito. Bakit mo ganon?
And then,
sinasabi mo lang may equally handsome and debonair guest.
Okay ka rin, ha? Nice one. You got me there, Usec. No, but nowadays, because I teach this in the Development Academy of the Philippines, that when you introduce people, you have to establish why you invite a person or what qualifies that person to be your speaker, to be your guest, or your moderator or your teacher, di ba? So that's why we've shifted here in Agenda to make sure that people know ano yung background mo. Pati ako na-surprise kasi hindi ko alam na may gold medal ka pa at saka environmentalist ka, which is, so, I mean, it establishes the fact that you're not just some political appointee na kasi nagsipsip o malakas, but because you have the credentials to do what you are tasked to do. Anyway,
Well,
having said
yeah,
that,
thank you, thank you.
Usec Densing, I honestly, sincerely have been very concerned about our police officers. Kasi ilang buwan ko na rin minomonitor, and alam naman to ni PNP Chief Eliazar, na yung mga namamatay at nagkakasakit na PNP officers because of COVID-19. And last I heard, naka 45% na raw fully vaccinated. Meron pang mga one vaccination, parang mga ano na lang daw 18,000 na lang yata. I think I wrote it down here. 8.20%. 8% na lang ang hindi pa
That,
nababakunahan,
that's right.
or 18,279. So, what is the reason why we have not completed or fully vaccinated all uniformed and non-uniformed personnel of the PNP? Kasi second to nurses and doctors, sila yung third row ng mga frontliners.
Cito, it's really the availability of the vaccine.
Are in far-flung areas where the availability of vaccine is there. But hindi ba po pwede, can't we have a special program? Because, if the private sector is allowed to procure their own vaccines, can't we provide a batch of vaccines specifically for PNP personnel and assign a team? Kasi, I mean, Yusek, 18,000, while it may seem like a big number, if we can do thousands a day, I don't see why we can't get the job done in a couple of weeks. Kasi every week may namamatay And I'm sincerely, because I had an uncle I've had two uncles who are PNP officials. Ninong ko sa kasal ay PNP official, police official. Nung bata kami, si Jimmy Barbers. So, it's close to me. And parang, di ba, frontliner naman nga, ika nga Can't we do that? Procure a special batch or get a special batch and send out a team or recall all of them?
Well, no need, no? Because first of all, we've already established priority groups. Yun yung ating A1, A2, A3, A4, no? All the government officials and the frontline economic workers were lodged into A4. As of today, I think we've already reached the point where many of the A1, A2s are already vaccinated, including A3. And the move really now is really to go into A4 and A5. We're expecting around 25 million doses arriving for this month of September and another 29 million doses arriving in October. So combined 54 million kagad. So I would think the vaccines will be made available to A4. Kaya nga nandun na tayo sa A5 kasi ang A5 ito na talaga yung indigent Filipinos, no? So
Yeah.
I think there will be more than enough vaccines in the next 2 months. It's just a matter of again at least a little portion of the PNP personnel to have themselves vaccinated. Maabutan na yan. I think the PNP, yung natitirang 18,000, kayang-kaya na yan sa darating na bakuna.
Okay, well, you know me, Yusek, I speak my mind, and I've always said that the PNP should have been given priority. But having said that, okay, so there are going to be millions and millions of doses. My next question is, the statistics say as of September 2, or reports say, as of the September 2, 106 police men and women have died from COVID-19. What about family members of uniformed personnel? Kasi parang nakakalimutan natin that kung namatay yung pulis natin, ano nangyari sa pamilya nilang inuuwian nila or may mga iba ba silang nahawang kabaro?
Well, first of all, what is good right now is even the families of PNPs are being prioritized. So sometimes there are specific vaccines na dinadala sa krame. And yung mga pamilya nila, ino-onboard nila for purposes of vaccination, but it's not a general thing, no? Rather than an exception to the general rule. We are very confident that this has to be done for the frontline workers, because at the end of the day, when they go home, there's a possibility na makahawa sila kung carrier sila and they do not know that they are carriers, no? But we are trying to look
Exactly.
into that situation for frontliners, because ginagawa na ho natin yan sa ating mga healthcare frontline workers. Yung kanilang immediate family that they are with in their households ay binabakunahan na rin. So we're looking at these people who are always outside of their homes, especially the Philippine National Police, na basama na rin yung kanilang pamilya sa pagbabakuna. There already had instances sa Krame, but we have not done that, of course, in the provinces, because many of our personnel there have their families away, no, away from their homes, those assigned in the provinces.
Has there been a study? Kasi alam mo, yan ang isa pang lagi kong tinutulak eh. Dapat investigate and research how our uniform personnel have been getting infected. Kasi malalaman natin, dito pala nangyayari infection, dapat dito rin natin makontrol. Like checkpoints, for instance. Do you have any idea where or how these officers have contracted COVID-19?
Well, unfortunately, there are no study, there are no ways of looking at it. It's really on the activities. Kung napapansin nyo sa IATF, ang ginagawa, at least in this latest protocols that we would want to implement and pilot in the National Capital Region, the focus really is more on activities rather than anything else, because the activities are already identified and already agreed to by health experts all over the world that are the major source of COVID-19. Ito yung mga crowded places, activities that promote contact, close contact, and of course the closed
Such
place
as
environment.
checkpoints. Such as
So
checkpoints.
So itong mga activities na ito, yan ang as much as possible pinagbabawal natin. So as much as possible, no close contact. Because if you're really asymptomatic, you really wouldn't know that you're a carrier. And worst case, because of this Delta, which is now becoming the dominant variant here in the country, in the latest genome sequencing, 69% ng samples Delta.
Yeah.
So we really telling our Philippine National Police to veer away or stay away from these activities.
Okay, I'm just curious because they showed that video. I think that was for the last sauna. And if you recall, during the last sauna, we had that incident where 55 uniformed personnel were reportedly positive for COVID-19, and it was suspected as a super spreader event. Ano ang nangyari during to that incident?
Ako, I would think, no, I wasn't there, but I would think because nag-assemble kasi yung ating mga
No,
kapulisan eh.
no. No, what I mean is at this point did we know do we know may mga namatay bang PNP, gumaling ba silang lahat? Nalaman ba natin how they got that how they all got infected?
Well, I wouldn't know the figures right now, no. Pero I would think, no, I think meron yang isang positive eh. Then itong mga pulis kasi natin, part of their protocols is they have to assemble before so that they will be given instructions where to go, where they are assigned and what to do. And then pag natapos ng event, pag-assemble na naman yan. So I would think there's at least one or two of them who are already carriers. Ang mahirap kasi nito, Sito, kung first day kang carrier tapos nagpa-RT-PCR ka, that wouldn't reflect immediately in your result. Kaya nga ang naging protocol natin sa incoming Filipinos is 7th day, because it's already proven that in the 7th day, that's the highest level where there will be the viral load will be there. No? So talagang hindi malalampasan ng RT-PCR test. It's possible na kung nag-RT-PCR test sila, hindi pa mataas yung viral load kaya hindi nahagip ng RT-PCR.
Okay, so how did that event impact our policies for activities? Kasi kung ganun na meron na bang pre-screening of who will be deployed, kailangan ba ma-check ka muna, antigen, etc. What changes have been implemented regarding checkpoints and crowd control events?
Well, apparently wala, no? The only time that the PNP are required to do testing, no, RT-PCR, RT-PCR, or even antigen testing, is really if they are to go into enclosed places where there are major events. For example, itong SONA nga, pag pumasok sila dyan sa loob ng House of Representatives, they're really required to have this RT-PCR test, no? And even antigen, double pa yan, no? So, but if they're outside, there's no requirement of them to undertake those tests. So, especially so the outside yan. Sa ating protocols naman, if you're doing the activity outside, there's a less possibility of getting infected by COVID-19. But again, it's less possibility. There's also that possibility because right now, yung itong Delta variant, even on outside open environment, madaanan ka lang and you're not practicing minimum public health standards, tatalo na kagad sa'yo in a span of 15 to 30 seconds. That's what our experts have been saying. So ito yung
Okay.
problema natin, Sito, yung bagong variant.
Okay. Before we go to the break, I'd like to find out what are we doing for police personnel who got COVID, died with COVID. Kasi merong, di ba, merong killed in action. Merong, di ba, mga special consideration and awards or parang mga support for personnel who die. Pero dito ba sa in their performance of duty na nakahawa sila sa COVID, what are we doing for this? Because syempre may mga pamilya yan.
Well, sa ating mga nahahawaan, of course, they would be actually infected. Meron naman tayong meron tayong hospital for the policemen, no? So wala tayong problema diyan. They go there, they don't pay anything, especially if it's within the line
Yeah,
of work.
but what about yung namatay?
Pag namatay naman, they have benefits already lined up with them, no? This is even regardless if they died on duty. Kagaya ng gratuity benefit, that's an extra 1 month pay to the surviving family, burial expenses, monthly expenses for 80%, no? Parang pension nila to the deceased family for 5 years. What is important is how fast they can get it. In the new policy of the PNP, they have assigned for every personnel who will die, there's an assigned a survivors officer. So the survivors officer, who is also a member of the PNP, is now the focal person of this of the surviving family to whom they can talk to and make follow-up of the benefits. So itong bagong sistema natin sa PNP para meron na talaga nag-a-assist dun sa pamilya ng namatayan na kapulisan natin.
Okay, meron ba silang special hazard pay because of COVID?
I think the president approved a special hazard pay for all frontliners, not only limited to the healthcare workers, pati frontline workers sa PNP may extra hazard pay sila. Hindi nga
Okay.
umabot sa akin, frontline worker din ako.
Okay. Well, Usec, let's go for a quick break. And when we return, I'd like to tackle more on the granular lockdowns, contact tracing apps, etc. We'll be right back here on Agenda.